following contest is scheduled for one fall, the 5-minute time limit, times 2, because I'm very drunk. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, with a 10-minute time limit, and it is for the AWL World Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers making their way to the ring from the United States of America. The patriotic pugilist, American Beetle and Hassan, the All-Americans! Give me the Jack Daniels. And their opponents, making their way to the ring from the boardroom. The tag team combination of Tiny and Warrior. Together they are the reigning and defending Animated Wrestling League Tag Team Champions of the World, Big Business! This is some good shit. Woohoo! Alright, the All-Americans starting off with American Beetle, and as usual, Tiny starting for Big Business. It is showtime. Holy hell, Hawaiian drop right off the bat. Haha! Tiny being sent for a little bit of a ride by American Beetle. That is the strength of the American system. American Beetle, of course, is the anthropomorphic personification of the United States of America. That gives him a plethora of abilities and powers far beyond those of mortal governments. And yeah, I'm taking that metaphor way too far. Okay, the story here is very, very simple. Tiny and Warrior have been absolutely unstoppable as tag team champions since winning the titles from the original tag team Yin and Yang better part of a year ago, more than 8 months ago. And now they are defending basically against all comers. A tag was made there a moment ago. Hassan now the legal man. American Beetle, of course, has till 5 to leave the ring, as does Warrior, who's in the ring illegally. Nice vertical suplex, and Warrior, who is not the legal fighter, goes after Hassan, who is. The clock hits 0, wrestlers must retreat to the corner. And we have got Tiny and Hassan are the guys supposed to be in the ring. Short arm clothesline strike from the biggest man. Elbow drop. Again, 1 fall, 1 submission. The only ways for this title to change hands, disqualifications, countouts, and decisions do not matter. That means time is always on the champion's side. As the old cliche goes, the challenger has to win. The champion has to not lose. There's a big difference. And a beautiful German suplex by Warrior, who now is in legally. Tiny made a tag a few seconds ago. I'm sorry I didn't catch it. And check that out. Warrior squeezing the head of Hassan, trying to get some sort of slimy goo to come out of his eye sockets. Wow, there's something seriously, seriously wrong with me. Alright, so far we're 1-1 on title matches tonight. We've had 1 title change hands. The Anarchy title now in the possession of the Pro Sentai Ranger, Sentai 1 Red to be specific. The Light Heavyweight title, also still in the possession of the Sentai, Sentai 2 Yellow retaining. We've got 2 title matches, including this one remaining this evening. This is our semi-final match. Tag team titles on the line. Coming up next is our main event. The prophecy may be fulfilled tonight, as Gamba takes on Wonder Kid for the world title. And missed with the corkscrew elbow. Right now it is American Beetle and Warrior. All men green. And again, that German suplex. Warrior is going to that well a lot, but it seems to be working for him. Good old-fashioned body slam. Tiny and Warrior have just been an unstoppable force. Not so much an immovable object at the same time. These guys, I don't think I've ever seen them in the red zone in a tag team title match, and they've just plowed their way through every tag team in the AWL. We really are running out of tag teams to challenge these guys. Front face DDT, sort of a running cutter, takes down American Beetle. Now Warrior, the personification of combat, is an independent contractor. He is hired and retained by Big Business, the Governator's faction, of which the Governator, Tiny, and Warrior are the sole members. Are the only three members, I should say. Big Business is a faction that believes that wrestling is a big man's sport, what I like to call the Vince McMahon school of thought of professional wrestling. That little guys like American Beetle or the other light heavyweights don't belong in this business. And even guys like Hassan, who I would describe as average-sized, are too puny to be in a man's ring. It's that kind of philosophy that gives us guys like the Ultimate Warrior, gives us guys like Big Rob Terry, or the Freak Rob Terry, I think is what we're supposed to call him in TNA. You know, guys that are big and impressive looking, but can't wrestle worth fecal matter. We've got a hookup. American Beetle being shot into the corner, completely at Warrior's mercy. Kick to the midsection, and a nice splash sends American Beetle staggering out of the corner. He needs to get to a tag. This does not bode well for the challengers. We are already coming up on 3.5 minutes into this 10-minute match, and American Beetle's in the yellow zone. There's no polite way to say it. It's interesting how Tiny and Warrior seem to... Wait a minute! American leg sweep! Side American leg sweep! And a nice phantom punch by Hassan, a very difficult maneuver to pull off. But Warrior counters with the good old-fashioned hammerlock. Quick question, when's the last time you actually saw somebody use a hammerlock in a pro wrestling match? People should do that more. They should go to these, the sort of the Matt Classic style of wrestling. Go to some of the old school moves. Oh, speaking of Matt Classic, I am allowed to give some details on this. I found out the other day that the commissioner is in talks with Chikara Pro Wrestling, at possibly getting some of their unique athletes to make appearances here in the AWL. They've got their big King of Trios tournament, one of the top professional wrestling tournaments in America, coming up very, very soon. Check out the Chikara website for more information on that. But it's possible, just possible, I can't guarantee anything, but possible you might see a couple of Chikara guys making an appearance here in the AWL. Again, no further details. This is mostly rumors, unsubstantiated at the time. I do know that the commissioner is in negotiations. Nothing's been finalized. So we'll leave that hanging and possibly as a teaser for future events.